Now pay attention, because what I'm going to tell you here is behind the scenes stuff, something that the market sharks don't want you to notice yet. Everyone talks about Nvidia, AMD, those famous companies. Cool, they're good, but have you ever stopped to think? Who makes these giants work inside? Who can guarantee that all that artificial intelligence can transfer data at high speed without crashing or losing quality? The name is Astera Labs. This company manufactures a component called Hold. Back never heard of it? Even better, because that's where the opportunity lies. Retimers are what allows data centers, the brains of artificial intelligence, to operate with cheaper copper cables over longer distances without losing the signal. It's like they put turbines on an old wire and made it fly. And do you know what that means? More speed, less cost, more profit. Exactly the kind of technology that giant companies are desperate to implement. And who provides it? Astera Labs. The stock is still hidden. Few are paying attention, but the charts already show recovery and growth potential. And you already know whoever arrives first drinks clean water. Do you want to know what it is? The invisible problem that could stop the entire artificial intelligence revolution? Energy. That's right. Without energy, nothing works. Not AI, not data center, not your cell phone. Zero. The truth is hard. The US power grid is silently collapsing. Data centers, the headquarters of artificial intelligence, are consuming so much energy that the current system simply can't handle it. It's like trying to power a rocket with a remote control battery. Now, guess who's profiting from this? GE Vernova. This company manufactures natural gas turbines that operate as private mini power plants. Do you know what that means? Data centers, they no longer have to wait for the faulty and bureaucratic power grid. They turn on the turbines and boom, clean, direct, and reliable energy. Think like a trader. When there is a shortage and you have the product that solves it, you can charge whatever you want. GE Vernova just delivered an explosive report. Profit booming, stock rising 15% in one day. This is the movement of someone who is in the right place at the right time with the right solution. And there's more. The Trump administration's own energy secretary stated that natural gas will be the fuel of the AI revolution. Now you tell me, are you going to stay out of this while the whole world worries about how to generate enough energy to power artificial intelligence? There's a powerful solution on the horizon, and almost no one is paying attention. Her name is OK. This company is bringing it back nuclear energy, but not in the old, outdated, and dangerous way that many still have in their heads. Forget Chernobyl, forget gigantic power plants. What Oklo is building is new generation mini nuclear power plants, calls of SMRs, small modular reactors, small, efficient, cheap, and safe. It sounds like science fiction, but it's reality, and it's happening now in the United States. More than that, Sam Altman, the man behind the artificial intelligence revolution with OpenAI, was previously president of Oklo, and guess what? He's still betting heavily on this technology. And there's more. The American government itself, yes, the government, is investing, cutting red tape, and paving the way. President Trump has already signed it. 4 executive orders just to unlock the nuclear sector. Billions in venture. Capital are pouring in. The machine is running. Oklo's share already tripled this year alone. And if you think you've missed the boat, think again. Because this is just the beginning. The race for reliable energy is just beginning, and whoever's on the right side will ride this wave for years. While everyone is still looking at solar panels and wind turbines, the most attentive are already looking at what will really sustain the future of AI. And that name is simple. Okay, imagine this scenario. You're a tech giant ready to build a new data center. Everything's fine, except for one detail. There is not enough energy available in your city's electrical grid. Are you going to wait months for permits, construction, or network expansion? Or do you call someone who can handle it all, less than 90 days? Well, that's exactly what the Bloom Energy is doing. This company created a technology off-fuel cells that generates clean, continuous, and reliable energy. And now it's delivering that energy directly to data centers, fast, efficient, and bureaucracy-free, and more without depending on the public network. Do you know who has already closed with them? Oracle, one of the strongest names in the market. And if companies of this size are trusting their energy infrastructure to Bloom, it's because something big is happening. And there's more. Bloom Energy will release results in the coming days, and the market is already moving. Stocks have started to heat up. Investors are paying attention. And there are signs of strong news on the way. In a world where time is money and where data centers are the new oil, those who can deliver energy quickly, cleanly, and efficiently are in a privileged position. Bloom Energy isn't just an energy supplier. It's an enabler of the new digital economy. And those who understand this early will reap the rewards before the rest of the market wakes up. Everyone knows that technology needs chips. But you know what no one talks about? That before the chip comes the wire. And what is this thread made of? Copper. Yes, this discrete, red, almost forgotten metal is experiencing a renaissance. And do you know why? Because every data center, every electric car, every server running AI relies on miles and miles of copper. And while the whole world focuses on artificial intelligence, copper is shooting behind the scenes. In the last 6 months alone, futures contracts rose more than 30%. And if import tariffs continue to rise, as promised, the price could rise even further. Now comes the trick. Hudbay Minerals, a Canadian company with a massive mine under development in Arizona, is positioning itself right where the game will take place. This company has shone before. In the last big copper boom, its stock went from $1 for almost 30, and we are entering again into a similar cycle. While many people think they've already missed the AI bandwagon, those who see the infrastructure behind the technology still find solid, scalable opportunities. The kind of opportunities that grow year after year, not overnight, but with consistency and real potential. Hudbay is not a fad, it's a foundation, and a good foundation at the right time becomes a wealth multiplier. If you think the market is all about supply and demand, think again. Sometimes the government enters the game, and when that happens, he chooses the winners. That's exactly what happened with the MP Materials. This company is responsible for something that many people have never heard of, but which is absolutely vital for everything involving cutting-edge technology, rare earths. These exotic minerals are what make it possible to manufacture ultra-powerful magnets used in electric motors, drones, robots, turbines, and, of course, in the equipment that powers artificial intelligence. Now, listen to this. The United States depends on China for more than 80% of these rare earths. And faced with this strategic risk, the US Department of Defense did something unprecedented, put $400 million directly into MP Materials, a public company. Money straight from the Pentagon. Do you know what that means? That this company is not just another mining company. She is a key player in national security. And when the government decides you're essential, it makes sure you have resources, contracts, and a clear path to growth. And there's more. General Motors already buys from them. Apple just signed a supply agreement. And all this before the company even reaches its maximum production potential. While the market focuses on the hype, MP Materials is building a real strategic advantage. With solid contracts, government support, and growing demand, this is one of those companies that the average investor only notices after they've already been there. But you're not the average investor, right? While everyone is fighting over batteries, solar panels, and hydrogen, there is an American company doing something that few have the courage, and even fewer have permission. Extract coal and rare earths in the same territory. The name, Remark Resources. This company just opened a colossal mine in Wyoming, and it wasn't just any opening. The event was attended by Chris Wright, Secretary of Energy, as well as important political figures such as former Senator Joe Manchin, who now serves on the company's board. But why does this matter? Because this mine represents the breaking of the United States' historic dependence on China. For decades, the country outsourced the mining of crucial elements for its national security. Now, that's changing, with political force, capital, and intention. And remark, isn't mining just anything. It has two of the most coveted elements of the new era: coal, still dominant in global power generation, especially in regions where energy needs to be abundant and cheap; rare earths, essential for electric motors, defense systems, AI, and more. It's as if the company had access to two veins of gold, one energetic and the other technological, and both are being activated at the same time. The stock chart shows that the price is stretched, yes, but do you know what else is stretched? The demand. And this type of market, that of strategic commodities, tends to last for years when it enters a bullish cycle. While many investors are still trying to understand where the world is going, Remark Resources already has its hands in the ground where this future is being built. 8. Western Digital, the data vault that's quietly growing. Have you ever stopped to think about where all this avalanche of information from artificial intelligence is stored? Whether it's video, text, images, or complex data, it all needs to be stored somewhere safe, fast, and accessible. And that's where the Western Digital, WDC, enters the scene. This company is one of the world leaders in the production of hard drives and storage solutions for data centers, which are the beating heart of the digital age. Over the past 12 months, they have done something impressive. Their free cash flow rose from $91 million to over $430 million just in the last quarter. This isn't just growth, it's money coming into the cash register with full force. Additionally, the company recently announced a share buyback program worth $2 billion, a clear sign that they believe in their own potential. And with the explosion of data centers fueling artificial intelligence, the demand for storage will only increase. If Western Digital continues to deliver solid results and lead the market, this silent giant could be a safe bet for anyone looking to ride the wave of technological growth without the noise of fads. 9. The importance of semiconductors, the brain of the technological revolution. You've heard of semiconductors, but you may not understand how essential they are to everything we've talked about so far. They are the true brains of electronic devices, the chips that make smartphones, computers, electric cars, robots, and, of course, artificial intelligence systems work. Without semiconductors, the entire data, energy, storage, and mining infrastructure becomes meaningless because there's no way to process or use that data. The big issue is that semiconductor production is highly concentrated in a few countries, and external dependence is one of the greatest vulnerabilities for the United States. Therefore, the American government is investing heavily to build the national production chain, with billions of dollars in incentives for companies that manufacture chips right here on American soil. Companies like Intel, Micron Technology, and specialized startups are receiving support to accelerate research, production, and innovation. This move isn't just economic, it's a strategic move to ensure the US isn't held hostage by global crises, conflicts, or instability in other countries. If you want to invest in something that will continue to be fundamental in the next 10-20 years, semiconductors are the basis of this future, a sector that will feed all the other bets we've already discussed. 10. Renewable energy. The fuel of tomorrow is here. While we talk about natural gas, nuclear power, and clean coal, we cannot ignore the green revolution that is shaping the global energy market. Solar, wind, advanced batteries, and hydrogen are gaining traction rapidly, and the US government is investing heavily to accelerate this transition. In addition to being a necessary response to the climate crisis, Renewable energy is a new frontier of opportunities for smart investors. Companies like Nextra Energy, Enphase Energy, and Tesla in the battery area are protagonists in this movement. Why does this matter to you? Because in the long term, the demand for clean energy will explode, driven not only by society, but also by public policies, regulations, and large corporations that want to zero out their emissions. This means that investing in renewable energy today is planting the seed to reap robust rewards in the coming decades. And the best part, unlike some technological ventures, the renewable energy sector is already delivering solid and profitable results for those who know how to choose the right companies. 11. The complete chain. How it all fits together to create the future of the American economy. We've already talked about artificial intelligence, data centers, strategic mining, semiconductors, and energy. But what do they all have in common? They are pieces of the same gigantic puzzle, building the infrastructure that will ensure U.S. leadership in the global economy for decades to come. Check it out. Without powerful, reliable energy, whether natural gas, nuclear, clean coal, or renewable, no data center or chip factory can function. Without semiconductors, the smart devices that power AI and automation don't exist. Without strategic minerals such as rare earths and copper, there is no way to manufacture the essential equipment for this entire chain. Without reliable storage, the data that fuels this revolution is trapped and unused. The American government is investing heavily, creating partnerships with the private sector and signaling that this is the way to guarantee national security and economic prosperity. This means we are facing a new era of public-private partnerships where the state and private enterprise work side by side to create technological and industrial giants. For those on the right side, this could be the greatest investment cycle in modern history. 13. How to identify and capitalize on investment opportunities in the U.S. strategic and technological sector. Investing in the U.S. technology and strategic sectors requires more than just following the financial news. It's necessary to understand market movements, identify emerging trends, and act with precision. Here are some strategies to help you identify and capitalize on these opportunities. 1. Monitoring government policies. The U.S. government plays a crucial role in directing investment in strategic sectors. Keep an eye on tax incentives and subsidies. Programs like the CHIPS Act and the Inflation Reduction Act encourage investment in semiconductors and renewable energy. Public-private partnerships. Collaborations between government and private companies may indicate areas of future growth. Regulatory changes. Changes in trade and national security policies may affect the viability of certain investments. 2. Analysis of emerging technological trends. Identifying emerging technologies can provide competitive advantages. Some areas to watch include artificial intelligence and machine learning. Companies that lead in AI have the potential to transform diverse industries. Quantum computing. Although still in the early stages, investments in quantum computing could offer significant returns in the future. Clean energy technologies. With the growing focus on sustainability, companies developing renewable energy solutions are on the rise. 3. Financial and operational performance assessment. Before investing, evaluate the financial and operational health of the companies. Revenue and profit growth. Companies with consistent growth indicate effective management and a solid position in the market. Innovation and R&D. Investments in research and development are essential to maintain competitiveness. Expansion strategies. Clear geographic or product expansion plans can indicate potential for future growth. 4. Portfolio diversification. Diversifying your investments is crucial to mitigating risks. Different sectors. Invest in companies from different technological and strategic sectors. Various company sizes. Consider investing in both innovative startups and established companies with a proven track record. Diverse geography. While the focus is on the US, consider companies that operate globally to take advantage of international opportunities. 5. Continuous monitoring and portfolio adjustments. The market is constantly evolving, and it is essential to adjust your portfolio as needed. Periodic rebalancing. Review your portfolio regularly to ensure it aligns with your investment goals. Monitoring key indicators. Track metrics like price, earnings, return on equity, and free cash flow. Adapting to market changes. Be prepared to adjust your strategies based on economic or technological changes. Investing in the US technology and strategic sector offers significant opportunities, but it also requires diligence and knowledge. By adopting an informed and strategic approach, you can position yourself to capitalize on emerging trends and achieve your financial goals. We are experiencing a historic transformation. The convergence of artificial intelligence, strategic energy, and technological innovation is reshaping the future of the United States and the world. The US government is investing heavily, creating powerful partnerships, and releasing resources to ensure the country leads this new economic era. For those paying attention, this isn't just news, it's a call to action. If you want to protect your assets, multiply your investments, and be part of this movement, it's essential to understand the pieces of this big board and invest intelligently, patiently, and strategically. Opportunities like these come once in a generation. Ignoring them means falling behind. Embracing them means being at the forefront of the next wave of prosperity. So, the question remains, are you ready to be a protagonist of this revolution?